You better tell us all you know. Or else what? Or else Mario here gets it. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. Huh. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Maki. It was a grown person. I know it was. Okay, this is interesting. This is new. So that window... Alright, let's just... The killer was a grown person, you say? Ah, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Hair Forehead. Very well, Hair... Mr. Oh, you hoser. Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lemire. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. Why? What was that about? You were on your way from the stage to the backstage exit. I'm down to 2 HP here. I gotta do something. So you were heading toward the dressing room. Was there like another hallway on the other side of the rooms? Because the window from the room... Let me see something. I assume she's talking about the window on the... Well, I can't really point to where I'm looking, but it's on the far right side of the room, right? So wouldn't there have had to been like a hallway on the other... I don't know. Anyway, let's just let her explain. So this is a little before she opened the dressing room drawer. Shut up, butt. Drop a brute. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots. I was on my way back. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. Okay. Fishy, fishy, fishy. What exactly is something like a little window? Is it... Yes, well... Window is the best word I know in English. Oh. I think this is how it is said, yes? You need not worry, my dear. Your choice of words is impeccable. There's a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail. Yeah, I do. Uh-huh. The thing is that the flap on that window, or whatever it was, wouldn't open. I thought it was a laundry chute. I don't know where I got that from. Well, a laundry chute in a dressing room, it kind of makes sense, you know. Anyway, there were 2 shots. You couldn't do anything to stop it. There were 2 shots. So you were on the opposite side of the room as we were when it happened. Everybody was there when it happened. Wait a second. What? There were 2 bullet holes. Okay. There was nothing I could do. But it wasn't Maki. I was gonna say you couldn't hear the gunshots because of the music, but no, you would hear gunshots. Yes, quite certain. Are you sure it wasn't like him and his twin inside of a trench coat? It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object? Yeah, Apollo, what were you thinking? Trucy, let's just listen to what she has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure? Yes, of course, you see. It was a grown person, I know it was. They're dragging this. Yeah, I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know. It is not. I'm telling you, man, every time people on, like, the internet say sorry for the bad English, they're always, like, really good at it. It's funny. You can at least see whether the shooter was male or female. It was a man. A young man. You're sure of that? Yes. His voice! What? He didn't say anything about a voice. Oh, good lord. Looking at this graph, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice. was the voice of a man. So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim? Ah, how do you know that the voice on that tape is not Mr. Cole himself? Absolutely not. Did I not just say that you're such a better lover than my husband? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known. Indeed. So you were at the window and you heard the shooter's voice. I don't know about the voice. I mean, I can see how she heard the gunshots, but the voice... It's not good enough, though. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. Yeah, I hate to say it, but it is. Though it pains me to say this. There's something about Lemire's testimony that rings false. Yeah. Bravo, Hair Forehead. Thanks for doing my work for me here. You're colder than I thought. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. Oh, okay, there was that too. I wasn't thinking about the air vent. I was thinking she couldn't have heard his voice because of the speakers blaring the music. But okay. I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. That's what he meant earlier when he said something was fishy. It is as Hair Forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. I know. What's next? I understand why you would want to protect Maki. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad. And lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? Oh boy. I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room, the location of the ringmaster's head. Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. Yeah. Oh. But I'm sure. I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. Jeez, dude, take it easy. But she's the only eyewitness we have. Well, so you say. And the victim named her the siren as the witness. That's right. That's what Mr. Latouche... We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. And I'm done here. Hair Judge, the prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. Get the fuck out of here. I'm afraid I must honor the process. Oh boy. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if she can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Maki's innocence. Oh. Well, that leaves us in the same place we were before here, though. Danky. Now where were we? Or Donkey. I don't know. Donkey. Video game Donkey. Oh yes, I would like to hear from Fräulein Detective again. Oh, we're going back to that? Wait, what? Uh-oh. Oh, look, she's so classy, man. I mean, she's been insulted from every direction, and all she says is, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more sense. She... At last, back to the real trial here. Yeah, I'm ready. Got my cup of joe and everything here. Don't ask me. I dislike saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Sky. I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latouche's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling. Yeah. You sure would, she says. So blunt. So blunt. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. Why are we still going over this? Oh, damn, he said something nice about you, Emma. You better take note. You better represent. Though reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh. What's up, hoser? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. Huh? Hey, that's right. Remember when we found Maki? That was bizarre. Yeah. And why was the guitar on the dead body? Are we trying to do, like, Weekend at Lindsey Buckingham's here or something? I mean, good lord. Oh, that's a horrible joke. Why did Mr. Latuda's body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less. It's like, can they possibly make it any weirder? Like, there are so many questions here, I don't even know where to start. Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough, you get a nose for things. The judge sure seems pleased with himself. Yeah, you know who else? Yeah. Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Are you gonna tell us? She's actually gonna tell us. Oh, go for it. I believe Maki stole the body because of some lyrics. Oh, I had a feeling. Oh, I wanted to look at those too. I had a feeling there was something else in the lyrics that hadn't happened yet that was about to, that I should have been able to see. Ugh. He moved the body to match her song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. That's a weird line. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. Like maybe somebody was doing it from the other country, giving orders over the internet or something. And Maki practically left his signature at the scene. Okay, so where are we going with this? With the song. Let's look at that first. The guitar's serenade. You noticed it's code too, did you not? It's code. All of the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. First, the keys that my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. What about Sugar Sugar? Does that mean anything? And then Pleasure Pleasure. Then prosecutors Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly... Oh, okay, so the guitar up to the sky. Yeah. Guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad! That's like a story out of some fairy tale. What kind of shit Gibbon would do something like that? I admit I'd forgotten about the song. But there it is now, waiting for me, the grand finale, as it were. You were, actually. I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing? It's a wild world out there, Judge. Oh, Cat Stevens now? Nice. Nice indeed. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You're always mine, like a child girl. Boo. I believe Maki stole the body because of some lyrics. Well, we basically already explained that. He moved the body to match the song. No one in this country... Okay, see? That bothers me. That's a weird thing to say. But Mr. Latu spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own. He probably used that Rosetta program. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. Oh. Emma! Emma, you freaking minx, you saucy minx. Judge even fell for it. Of course not, and I'm quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion, you fuck trumpet? Everyone already listens to my music. They're even in my textbook at school. Yeah, drawn in by some other student, right? And I'd never heard of them. What does that say about me? I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. She's having fun now. Oh, she must be in a better mood. And Maki practically left his signature at the scene. His signature, do you just mean his body? Because that's what was there. The bullet holes in the wall. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. Huh. Yeah. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. No. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Yeah. Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. What are you saying, it was an accident, maybe? He was blind! Yeah! Oh my god, how did I not even... That didn't even cross my mind. We'll have... He probably didn't even know that he was shooting anybody. Like, how did he know where he was? Oh. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time. Yes. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. Oh, he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think justice, what do I do now? Well, here's the thing. You're saying that the bullet holes are his signature. So has he done this more than once? I'm not sure. Okay. That's true. We gotta prove that the shooter could see. How so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. Yeah. And that wouldn't have gone very far, considering how much bigger he was. It might have been the gun's fault. Oh, are you gonna do this now? You're seriously gonna try to blame the gun? I mean, I admit, you know what? We're not gonna get into this right now. If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, I could dislocate their shoulder. I know, and he's just a kid. Oh boy. Oh, damn. Good job, Apollo. Take that smoke. Oh, I don't think I've seen that pose. That little teeth there. Yeah, he looks cool. Apollo. What? Don't do this now. I'm having a good moment here. That bit about Maki being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim. Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Not necessarily. Does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Ah! Cripes! I really put my foot in it this time. Yeah, you did. You stepped in sass crotch. But let's get on the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fräulein Detective. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. Right. Oh god, oh god, oh god. So from the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. That's ridiculous. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. Haven't you seen Pulp Fiction? Oh, that's right, that was a miracle. Never mind. I wouldn't call it proof per se. You really raised a possibility. So that's my point. There's reasonable doubt. The lie detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. Ugh. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Exactly. A very good point. Well, to care to explain, the ladder. Of course, he wouldn't know about the ladder. How blind was he? Because there are some people that are blind, but they can still kind of see, like, really blurry, or... I guess he could have felt for the ladder, too. Yeah. Oh, as it happens, maintenance, yeah. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Monkey Tobe. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? It's not. It's really not. You only needed to consider what that stepladder was doing there. It was being a butthead. That's what it was doing. Oh. Out of ammunition, perhaps? No. I'm just changing guns. That's what I'm doing. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Just maybe. Don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put his ass in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. I feel like I should have known this sooner, and it should have been like waiting to get to this point or something. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? I'm gonna look and see. I'm not just gonna throw it in the towel now. Throw it in the towel. As I knew you would, Hair Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he couldn't see. Therefore, Maki, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the Oh, crap, I was gonna save. I can't now. At least I have 2 HP. Okay, so evidence that that the shooter couldn't see. Okay. Just slow down for a minute here. Take a breath. Alright. There's nothing. That's not it. That's silly. Death due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound. Established time of death 9 to 9:30. Blood loss due to a .45 caliber bullet wound. Time established, or time elapsed between shooting and death. Currently under review. That's weird. He was only 35. He looked older than I am. Jeez. No, that's not it. It doesn't do much for us. What's on the postcard again? Sightseeing. That is interesting. I wonder if... Because they say she wrote her songs based on things she saw. You know, pictures, beautiful mountains and stuff. But isn't he part of the songwriting process too? Where's he getting his inspiration from? Is that the angle here? Information concerning the crime to be restricted. That's not it. I don't see why this would be it. The keys. Keys to a guitar case and a motorcycle. I guess maybe the keys too. The thing is, like, I mean, you know, we're kind of assuming here that the shooter was after the keys, but then maybe not. I'm not even sure why I'm still thinking that. But why make such a big deal of the keys being in his hand, as though he were trying to hide them from somebody? Unless he was on his way to do something with them. You know, like get rid of the guitar before the fire incident could happen. The thing is, he didn't get killed till after it happened, so if he wanted to prevent that, he would have done something sooner. Anyway, I'm sure I'm overthinking it. I mean, the only thing... This seems like a hell of a stretch, though. But I don't know what else to use. I'm not sure that overturns anything, Mr. Justice. Oh, wrong evidence, I'm guessing. Apparently both love and justice are blind. Boo, boo, boo. But you know what? I may be blind, but I can still save my game. Alright, so we're back to the crucial question here. And one thing I was thinking about as I was getting through that cutscene again was if we were to assume that Moki did the killing, right? Aren't we also to assume that he was the one who moved the body? And if that were the case, why would he just lay there next to the body and give himself away like that? And furthermore, if he was blind, how would he even do that? The problem, though, is we don't have anything in the evidence that goes... that, like, says the body was moved, other than the lyrics sheet. Because it went along with the lyrics, right? So it said guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. But that's the only other thing that's come that, like, I think it could be. So I'm gonna try that. Oh. Okay. Then it must be something else. That Lydia cry, that... Anyway. I don't know if you're listening, Lydia. Chances are you're probably not. But if you are, there was a point when you were about 2 years old where you learned how to cry like that to get what you wanted. It was so funny. Because, like, you were learning how to put tone in your voice and stuff. Alright, so he's guilty. Put him away, I got nothing. Okay, so what all do we know about this guy specifically? Because we've hardly even talked to him at all. He did leave the room at one point, I remember, when we were talking to her after the murder. And he said he wanted to leave the room for some reason. I mean, I would guess that would have been the time when he would have moved the body. I also think he probably had help, if indeed he did do that. Help from you-know-who, Mr. Team Instinct. But we don't know anything about that yet. I really don't see what else. Hiccup. Victim shot in shoulder. They were saying something about the blood up here too, like that was supposed to mean something, but they never got back to it. Maybe that was something? I'm just grasping at straws at this point. Whoa, 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 okay. The photograph of the crime scene. What do we have here? I don't care much for the smirk on the prosecutor's face, but this is no time to think twice. Think twice before you touch my girl. Come around, and no more. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point, and what in the world is it? Is it really that blood? Oh no. It's gonna make me point. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is... he was saying something about this blood. Okay. I mean, I just figured maybe he moved his hand or something, you know, because you do that, like, in your sleep or whatever. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Oh, no. So he wrote something, and then the killer smeared it out. That's what they were getting at there. Yeah, thanks for talking so fast, Trucy. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name, It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat. I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. Oh. No one has anything else to say? About what? Okay. Point is, he couldn't do that if he was blind. Mm-hmm. Wait. Yeah, wait is right. Wait is right. Once he saw what it was. But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Uh-oh. I think we have a problem here. The crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? Oh, that finally makes sense now. May I remind the court that whatever I just said, he couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! Nope. I think it's more like... Please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear the shooter could see. Yet up until now... Uh-oh. It seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. Yeah, me neither. You're about to get into some political breastfeeding here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us. No, I got an idea. Let's rock. What? With these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fräulein detective. If I may. If I might. Be this beast that I jacked tonight. Why do you think that? Because he's... That's the whole point? What did I just say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... It really is all an act. Didn't I say that, though? Didn't I say that motherfucker wasn't blind? Anyway, it just never works when I say motherfucker. I don't know why. Okay. According to this, Makitobe can see perfectly well. And you hid this from all this time. You let this go on all this time, knowing that he wasn't blind. And only when I prove it do you bring it out. Oh, boy. He can see quite well. But you just said... What did I say exactly? Hair, forehead. Not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did... Oh, no. A significant fact, yes. Consider Makitobe sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. He was holding that out on us till the last second. He played us like a fiddle is what he did. People miss it sometimes, you know? Yeah, all these... Oh, jeez! That close-up, though. Is that the first time we've seen that? I think it might be. Or maybe second or third. I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. Yeah. This is where the real fun begins, hair, forehead. What? What is it? That animation, though, man. Oh. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. So what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. I'd like to offer one of my most humble and sincere apologies. Name that movie. Oh. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. If we can please end the bickering now. Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case. If it kills me, do not say that! Please don't say that, Emma. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Well, if that's what happens, then that's what happens. She doesn't owe me anything. She's not, like, on my side. Oh. It wouldn't tear her up so bad to pin it on the right guy if that's who did it. This bloodstain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Oh my god, Emma, you freaking genius. That's right, with this! It's called woolite. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Oh yeah. Oh man, dude, we did these tests 7 years ago, dude. Get with the program. The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now? Suddenly I can't read. Well, let me look at that again. Here's the thing, I don't think we're going to recognize the name. And I think it's going to be the name of the guy in the yellow jacket. Yeah, you probably have. Okay, here we go. Oh boy, the eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Alright, Apollo, I have the tiger, let's do this. Your hand's shaking. Let's do this. What in the world does that say? That is not a name. IPXX314206. It says IPXX314206. All of the digits are less than 6, or less than 7. Is that the killer's name? No, I don't think we're naming our babies that weird thing yet. That weird of a thing yet. I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Oh! Oh my gosh. Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Well, he was probably... I don't know. We don't know anything about this dude. Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Get your shark ass up here. Look at you. Jaws. You heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. I could do it in 26. I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent... Oh, wait. I know. What if Maki Toei is really an undercover Interpol... Oh! That would be a possibility. It's not him. Good lord. Why did Latus know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. So maybe he was one too, jeez. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery surrounding Maki himself. What are you talking about? Detective, please, accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could in fact see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. Oh. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? It's part of the act? I mean... It makes little sense. What do you think, hair forehead? Oh, me? Maki pretended he was blind. Do you know why? He does. He totally knows why. He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. Well, I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There's a reason why Maki Tobe pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? Okay, what do we know about him? He was an orphan, right? He was playing piano in some club, and Lemire picked him up from there, and she basically brought him to live with her. Now, maybe... well... like, maybe he was pretending to be blind so that she could have a, you know, a sense of purpose. I don't know, I don't think that's it. Can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? I don't know. Let me just think first. I mean, what do we have in there? Like, I don't think we have anything that really pertains to him. We have some stuff that kind of loosely pertains to him, but nothing that, like, addresses the blindness specifically. I'm gonna say I don't have a clue. Because at least this way, if I'm wrong, it'll just take me back and say, whatever. I'm disappointed in you. Unless you're merely feigning stupidity. Keep it up, wise guy. Recall the relationship of... yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah, he was living with her. Mm-hmm. All times. All times. Yet we now know that Maki could see perfectly well. Why keep up the charade? Because he was in love with her? And he wanted to, like, touch her hands, you know? I mean, it's just... holding hands, I'm telling you. I know we talked about this before, but man... he wanted to hold her hand. Wait, what? No way. No frickin' way. There is no way in hell that's true. How even? Like, she was just on the witness stand. Ugh. Nobody had to lead her up there, right? Yeah, exactly. The landscape. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, I could have presented that as a contradiction, but, well, since we have her here, why don't we ask? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I didn't know she was under 18. I hadn't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring that bitch in here. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Anna. I'm making you look so bad right now. No. Lemire, it pains me deeply to call you before us again. And yet I must. Please do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes. She really can't see, really? It is true. Ugh. How funny it is that a tiny lie, born in the Borginian countryside, would one day grow to entangle the entire world. Oh, the self-importance. Dude, you're not the center of the universe here. Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lemire. Know, too, that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for me. Jeez. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial. I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Oh. Now, Lemire, I must ask you to stand once more. Wait. She can't be blind. There's no freaking way. It's never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Well, she said she is, though. It's too late to back out on this, like... Oh, my God. Okay. I cannot believe my eyes. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. How'd you sign your signature on the thing? I guess you could learn to do that, but... okay. So somebody else came up with the whole landscape artist thing, and she had to play along with it because it was making money. When she said she saw nothing, she was telling the truth. Jeez. Cross-examine. Is there anything to examine? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well. Beware, this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay. There was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. Okay. Well. Damn. This is crazy, man. Alright, can I save here? I think I will. Just keep remembering to do this. Someone told me that in one of these games, it actually punished you for saves coming. I don't think it was this one, though. I want to say it was Justice for All that had that, or something. Maybe it was Trials and Tribulations. Maybe there was none at all. I'm not really sure how a game would know that you were doing that anyway, but... Alright, you have no memory of the light. Debuted in a world of darkness and sound. The producer came up with your PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on your staff knew, but of course, but no others. Let me look at my stuff here. I mean, I assume everyone on my staff means basically anyone that we are talking to about this. Okay, I guess the best thing is just to press for now. I didn't really see much there. So you don't know why you went blind. I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact. It's fruitless to attempt to pry into her past. And I might add, it's a delicate subject. I'm not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately. Take a deep breath. What I am now is all that I have. It is enough, I think. Alright. You debuted in a world of darkness and sound. Or too nervous to hit the stage in your condition? No, not at all, surprisingly. It felt natural singing in front of everyone. It's not something just anybody can do. She has talent, and that much is quite clear. You might even say she is beloved by the gods of music. Even without light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound. If that is a talent, as you say, then I thank the gods responsible. What about your PR motto? My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. Okay, so this whole thing is just because some person came up with a line. No, it was quite the opposite. The opposite? According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality. Global? Multicultural, if you will. Hard to pin on one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music has reached so many. Sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all. Well, good for him. My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painters are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Yet one thing quickly led to another. That's really beautiful. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That's wow. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter and sound? That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think. Yeah. Does that remind you of anybody? The world of commercial music is filled with white trash. With these little white whores. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Okay, so it's this one here, I believe, is the problem. But we just have to figure out what. Your staff, you include him, yeah. Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Oh, what did he say? Did he say something? That's the thing, I always want to go back to, like, what people said and find the contradictions there, but no. I can only use what's in the evidence, so... You're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Oh yeah, and he said that she was the witness, right? Okay. So he probably meant something else anyway. I was thinking that from the beginning, though, actually, to be honest. Didn't I say something about that whole stupid Kylo Ren joke I made? Ren. Red rum. Mr. Lathouse told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. Uh-oh. I don't know. Tisk, tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. Along with a little play acting by our LPer. Remember them well myself, but that statement, you don't remember them, you weren't there. I mean what he said before that. About it being cold. No way, that wasn't actually... Oh... Oh, okay. Actually, wow, man. Try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. I can't relax in this. This is that face, man. That face mask. Order, order. Recall Lemire's earlier testimony. I was on my way from the backstage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But she couldn't have heard the gunshots. Well, she couldn't have seen it either then, right? Thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Lathouse witnessed her through that window. Oh, okay, yeah, true. Exactly. But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots in the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We've already run simulation, of course. A simulation, that is. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Your Honor! What is it, bailiff? Oh, he's got the number. We have the results back from the investigation. Here comes the cliffhanger, I bet. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Yeah, maybe. Detective Crescent, your report, please. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? Well, that's kind of underwhelming. So he wrote his own number? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And the cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent. Oh my gosh. Well, out with it. Okay. Apparently it belonged to him. Well, oh, there we go. Okay, I was pretty sure. That gun came from him, not that somebody brought it. So if somebody didn't bring it, that means they didn't plan the killing. Or they still could have planned it, but they'd be stupid to plan it and not bring a weapon. It's hard to imagine someone who hasn't been an Interpol agent with such a... who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. Yeah, what was he, like, looking out for? It's gotta tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective. It's a great help. No problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Is it Edgeworth? Wait. I actually can see. I've been lying this whole time. What? Oh, no. No, 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 no. It can't be. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. No way! To be continued, right? The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I've never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. Lemire fingering to... Yeah, could it really have been his voice that she heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo. I'll try, but jeez. Yes, save, thank God. Ugh. I was almost dead there. And just like that, July 9th, rather. Right Anything Agency. Next time on Phoenix Wright, y'all. Holy crap. See you guys later.